Welcome, everybody, to the Tipped and Stiff podcast with your hosts, Cade and Almaraz. And what's so funny?
Nothing. Keep going. You're fine. It's fine. Keep going. Keep going. We're good.
Is there a problem? Okay. Did I miss something?
No. You're freaking out right now.
I can't tell if there's something actually went wrong or not.
No.
Do we need to restart?
No, I just looked around and laughed. Just couldn't believe where I was.
The podcast will just be me today. And please, can you say your name?
My name is Jarod Sturycz.
Thank you. And we also have a very exciting new member of the podcast. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Bryce. I'm going to be producing the podcast.
He's our slave now.
Yes.
Very cool. Very exciting.
Yeah.
That's an exciting thing. We have a producer now.
Yeah,
we have like all the things. We have a Jamie. Jamie looked that up, but it's Bryce.
It is.
Bryce looked that up.
Pull it up, Jerry. Pull it up.
Been a little bit since we had a solo episode.
Yeah, we're kind of itching for one.
We
really are
itching for one
because we had like bullshit happen a lot recently, and then we also had things to talk about. And when we go, just the two of us, we fucking go. It's
right.
like it's
it's time to go.
Boom.
Welcome to the Tipped and Stiff podcast. Lots of exciting things. Let's get out the news right out about us. Mm-hmm. Let's get the news out of the way. So we I feel in a weird way that this episode 40, is the real episode 1. Mm-hmm. In a weird way. We have a lot of people joining, helping. We now have a lot of people involved to such a degree in this podcast.
It happened like really recently.
But like we have,
or kind of gradually though.
We have Case, Terry, and Jeff from SOHCAHTOA, and now we have Bryce, Eric, and Kate from That's a Beauty, Love Your Community, many things. Like we now have like 6 people that are helping in some way, all in different ways. It's very strange, right? But that's great.
That's because that's our first. We thought the video, we said the video, this was our first episode, but then, we still had like the crew, but we didn't have like, we were still doing all the back office stuff.
Yeah, we did everything.
After that, except for like with the
switching
and telling and like sending files and shit.
But we have a camera now. We own our own camera.
We have our own camera. We bought a nice camera that can do 4K and 1080p and shit. It's nice.
It is nice. It's
a
cute.
Nice camera. And we also have a crew of people who are going to be working with us on
editing. Bryce is doing production. Yeah. He'll also be doing the clips. We have Eric doing the actual podcast editing, and then we have Kate doing a lot of design stuff. I would say, especially like helping us with the photo shoots is actually going to really be helpful because we're bad at that. Mm-hmm. We're genuinely bad at
we went into the last one with no preparation. Like we just didn't talk. I was like, why? I didn't say what were you wearing? What should we wear? We showed up.
We just showed up. Yeah, we shouldn't do that. We should take it seriously. But that's what we just want to let people know that. I don't know. We have a lot of exciting things that with this. We have kind of a lot of things that we're going to be working on in the next month to try to grow this podcast, and it is happening. Last night I went to a house show in Milwaukee. $5 at the door. BYOB. Real shit. In some studio apartment buildings. Even like guy at the door marking the hands. Mm-hmm.
With a stamp and shit with a marker.
Right. This is kind of funny because I was told that it was going to be a costume party.
Yeah, it's coming out. It's almost Halloween shit.
It says costume like not required but like encouraged.
Like encouraged.
Costume encouraged on the poster. Yeah. For the venue. So you were supposed to go, but then you had work. Mm-hmm. I wanted you to go, but I still want. I had friends there that were gonna be there, but I didn't want to go on my own. So we go. I bring my friend Henry, which Henry will be re-revealed to people very soon. But we go with Henry, and this is how you can understand his character a little bit. Henry and I decide to go as Harley and Joker. And Harley Quinn, he's Harley Quinn. He goes as Harley Quinn, but he goes as Suicide Squad Harley Quinn. So he's got a mini skirt on with fishnet leggings, a crop top, and it's like clown colors. Oh. And he has the white wig with like the blue and pink. He goes all out. He looks like a streetwalker. It's fucking amazing.
Take a picture?
Huh?
Do you guys have pictures from that?
No.
What the fuck?
We don't.
Come on.
What the fuck? Are you stupid?
Yeah, because we just didn't have.
I imagine someone took photos of you because of what actually ended up happening. Am I wrong?
I think Kiona might have a photo. We might have a photo.
We'll find out.
There's a photo of me smoking a cigarette as Joaquin Phoenix's Joker.
God. You need that with Henry like leaning his head on your shoulder.
Oh my God.
And you just like change, and then you pass it to him.
It's so ridiculous.
Romantic.
But we go there. All right, so we're driving there. My car is a piece of shit, and my transmission fluid's going bad. We get there too early. I'm like, I'm not walking in there right now. I want my friends to be there. So we drive around town. All of a sudden, we're driving around Milwaukee, right? We're going through the Third Ward. We get to like Brady Street and stuff. We're going through the city. Mm-hmm. And my car's doing this thing where every time I come to a stop, going from second to first gear, it's going, and then all of a sudden goes, and like comes to a stop. It's not smoothly stopping. Mm-hmm. And I know what this problem is. It's because it doesn't want to go to second to first gear. So I'm fucking driving in Milwaukee. I'm at an intersection. I go to hit the brakes. The car turns off at the intersection. Just
beautiful.
Hits. We're done.
Yeah.
I put the bitch back in park. Turn on. No problems. But like we're driving. So after I'm like kind of nervous now because I'm like I really don't want to get stuck.
And
in
you're Milwaukee in fucking traffic, and then your car's goofy.
Right. I was like I really don't want to deal with this in Milwaukee right now. So we're driving back. I don't have a phone in my hand. I'm paying attention to driving. It's later out. Not even later. It's like 7:30, so not really. Mm-hmm. And fucking a truck pulls out in front of us. Like blows their stop sign. Pulls out in front of us. Fucking brake, like windows down, tires screeching. Like we're sliding into this truck. And Henry like goes forward. And when we're like, and we just stop. Dead. I did the thing where I like had my hand on the horn, and this dumbass, because he's a fucking moron for blowing the stoplight, stops the truck. Because when people think that something's about to happen in a car, they immediately hit the brakes. Instead of, I needed his ass to keep going. But we were like 2 feet away. Yeah. 2 feet away from being a really bad T-bone.
Did you pull a Miguel and get the fuck out and scream at him?
No, he was
not Miguel. What's whatever guy's name is?
He bailed. I mean, he ripped it out because I think he was embarrassed. But fucking light flash before our eyes. We walk into this goddamn venue, of course, when our friends get there. Nobody else has a costume on. It's only us.
You go from that. First, you almost die wearing what you were wearing.
Right.
Now, what a fucking crime scene that would be.
So we're
the blood all over you, like when you shoot.
Joaquin Phoenix and Harley Quinn dead. Dead in Milwaukee.
That'd be some content right there.
Dude, the picture would be so sad. Oh my God.
In the Grand Am, just a white Grand Am smashed.
Right.
To blow.
Well,
you walk in.
And I'm trying to like talk to people. First of all, if you're going to go to a party dressed up as Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, you're getting no play. All right. Joker gets no pussy. That's just the rules. Not that that was my intention, but just like there's like I said this someone, I said, they're like, what did, they were like, I win as I either win as an incel or Joker for Halloween. It's really up to you.
It's up to you.
Up to you. But we're there and we're meeting our friends, other friends, and it's fucking Henry. And Henry leans in, to talk. He really,
he's 9 feet tall, so he kind of
9 feet. Yeah, he leans in and he's just like saying like ridiculous things. So like I'm just trying to survive, really, because like I have what I want to do. Like I want to meet the bands there because to possibly make like not only do I want to watch my first house show, but I'm like I want to meet bands possibly to come on the podcast because that would be fucking cool. But now I'm the only one here dressed as the fucking Joker and no one else is. And it's like, who is gonna talk to me? I was trying to make like jokes about other people. I was like, yeah, I almost put on the face paint. And they're like, oh, it's a good thing you didn't. You would have been too sweaty. I said, well, that's not really the problem. If I would have came here with the face paint, people would have been like, that guy's a problem. He needs to leave. Like, I would have been removed from the venue. But we're in like a studio apartment. It's a blast. It was just really fun. It was a good experience. I got tired. I left a little early. I met some really cool people, which was fun. Henry was fun. So we had a good time at the end of it. But, it's just like, that's the shit. That's the weird unspoken things that if you want to grow your network, you have to go to some house show in Milwaukee dressed as the Joker with Harley Quinn. You're one of your very good friends who's taller than you, dressed as Harley Quinn, and then just take it.
Because at that point, you're like, who's gonna even talk to me? I'm like such a weird vibe right now. And then you go, well, who isn't gonna talk to me? Who wouldn't approach?
Some people really like, some people were like, dude, I fucking love the costumes, man. I was like, yeah, thank you, you're cool. But what I'm gonna do, some of the bands I saw perform were the Alternative Radio. They were like a hard rock punk band in Milwaukee. I saw this band called North Warren. They're like a Midwest emo band. That was fucking cool. They were cool. And then Good Sounds, the Good Sounds band. They do like this hip hop rock stuff. Very good.
Their Instagram was interesting. I got lost in it the other day.
I like them a lot. There's another guy named like Turner Valley, and there was Kid Kuja I saw. But yeah, it was a big bag. And also there was our friend Spencer, who will be on the podcast soon. But enough with that. Let's get on.
Well, what happened more?
No, that we're gonna hold that.
Let's hold our tongue on that one.
We'll hold our tongue on that one.
Just like last time. Hey, it's similar to the last thing, but it's like,
whoa,
it's different.
So much more annoying.
It's so much more annoying. It's not even as fun.
Well, it just someone not to give you. Did you think I was mean when we came home after the drag show? No.
What do you mean?
No,
I thought you were really irritated, dude.
I was. Jared called me the next day and was like, "Hey, man, are you good?"
I could tell. I mean, we don't. No one knows what we're talking about, but I could tell that you were bothered. But like, it seemed like you were just kind of committed to the bit more so than like actually upset.
Now that's an interesting perspective to see on Cade. Because like I've seen that for a long time, but sometimes I'm like, I don't want to just like treat him like a bit as a person. I'm like, maybe there's something going on that he wants to talk about. And like, but like at the same time, it is a bit. And when we get into it, we'll get into it.
But it doesn't matter. Yeah. I was just wondering. But let's go on. Can we please pull up the clip of the goddamn SoCA? Look at California. I really love how California is supposed to, this very progressive state. I don't even know where this woman is based out of.
I hear it's mostly just like the big cities are super progressive. On the outside, it's
right.
It's rural in a sense.
Just to give a background, so this woman she's suspended from school for, she's teaching the kids about SOHCAHTOA.
You guys remember that? It was a trick in what, like pre-calculus or something?
Is there anything other context on this?
She's not teaching about Native Americans. She's talking about something unrelated.
Right. She's talking about SOHCAHTOA, the math thing, the sine, right?
Sine, cosine, and tangent.
Right.
Oh, like an order of operations.
Right. So, yeah, kind of, yeah. And she's trying to get like a moniker or something to like make it stick with the song or something.
I think it's smart. It is smart because this is the name of the video. Teacher mocks Native Americans and gets fired. Now here's the thing.
No credit was in that.
To be fair, those kids will never forget about SOHCAHTOA. So mission accomplished.
Well, let's play the video. Let's play this.
I don't know. Tomahawks? I don't know. Is that right? What is? Okay. SOHCAHTOA! 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 SOHCAHTOA!
I mean, this woman is worms.
I mean, like...
She's rabid, and she's a dog. This is
feral.
A rabbit.
She got bit.
She's bit. This is a feral woman.
She keeps going. What's on the TV? What's on their Promethean board right there?
I get to go home.
Oh my god.
And I get all of my...
It's like super low effort drawing.
Dude, it's like... No, you're right. She's standing on the desk. This person's gonna kill themselves or shoot up this.
It's not racist.
And she wants,
as if it's just annoying. And to think this.
I'm gonna make a point for you. And those people want $80,000 a year.
You're right. You want $80,000 for this?
I'm saying she should get a...
Wait, hold on. Can we go back real quick? Hold on, one moment. It doesn't even... It says read. It's REED. All right.
I mean, that's propaganda. This whole thing is...
This video might be a psyop. Based on
No, it is. It's a psyop for teachers, for white women, for like racism. It's a psyop for school. Because what are you thinking about when you watch this? These kids
This was originally made
in hell.
in Mandarin. That's why
that's why they spelled it wrong.
That's why they spelled it
wrong.
The
sign was actually probably made in China. They probably manufacture that stuff in China. I'm not even kidding you. You look around the classroom and these things are made in China. I'm not bitching. No. I'm just saying.
Listen, so I was reading. Is there an article where? Yeah, is there an article we can get up about what actually happened here? Because we watched a news thing on MSNBC about.
I was on like Snapchat news thing.
It was nice. It was nice because, they were talking about how one of the people who was recording was Native American or something, and they're like, the kid was like, well, I'm just really. They said that the child said that they were happy that it happened to them because they're so strong that if it would have happened to somebody else, that they would like. Dude, this is a clown world. You watch that video, you're like, right, you're like, this is what's happening in our schools. The racism, the bigotry. So we put SOHCAHTOA woman right next to, ruining, the water, the lakes.
Right next to the people who are, building pipelines that spill into sacred land.
The women that are just disappearing off of reservations.
The last 200 years of the government working with tribes to then later fuck them over. Tricking them and co-opting them.
That woman isn't racist. She's just feral.
She's just not there.
She's ignorant. She seems out of her mind. I mean, when you watch her running around the room, I mean, she just seems crazy. It's not even like
but you've seen do you remember back in school, you've probably seen teachers do a bit sort of. They would do they would I don't know. They would do something like that.
Right. I would have seen that at an open mic here in town.
Yeah.
Truly.
But I would have seen I've seen my grade school teachers do that. I mean, not to that extent, but I've seen them do shit where they get on top of desks and they actually they do a song and dance to call it.
Those kids,
but that's wrongly placed, but it's fucking.
What did you find, Bryce?
What's happening?
Just the quote from this student is it says, the student is very concerned actually for the well-being of the teacher. He's actually said he was happy that it happened to him. We have the highest suicide rate in teens in the nation, and so we're glad it happened with someone who was able to digest it instead of internalize it and go home and hurt themselves.
Dude, the only reason anyone would hurt themselves in that classroom is how annoyed the majority of them looked watching this woman lose her mind.
I knew, yeah. It was
this next line is interesting. We are constantly looked at as an afterthought, a mascot, less than human. And in this day and age, it's just time for change.
Who's Brown? Brown told
Brown's the student. Brown is the
Akale Brown.
Look, I get it. It's fucked up. It's not. We're not saying it's not good, but that fucking woman's loony. I mean, she's.
Yeah.
Well, the kid knows that, which is interesting. Oftentimes, I feel like they don't get that perspective from even the so-called victims of a situation.
Right.
You know what I mean? They've often they're just looking to punch that to get the kid to be really hurt.
Right.
Because that's what will get. That's what gets the news. They want somebody to be their victim, to be their sob story.
Right.
And when a kid's not, I think that's kind of good, I guess, that the kid was so articulate about it.
Dude, when I first saw that, because some people were like, "Oh my God, this is the worst thing that's ever happened." Well, I think people were just.
It's not the worst thing that's ever happened. It's just really dumb.
It's so stupid. It's if anything, it's amazing that it happened.
Yeah.
Because it's so. If someone would have told me tomorrow a woman in a math class in California is going to get on a desk with a headdress and start making noises about SOHCAHTOA, I wouldn't believe you. But then it happened. And then I would have been this is an SNL skit.
That is.
That was an Onion article. I mean, that was Onion in real life.
Holy shit. That kind of was.
Stupid. Oh, well. Well, what can you say? These people want more money. What she obviously.
I think we should give it to her. I think she put on a good performance. I think she portrayed
Right.
I'm kidding.
She built the case for the union. I don't know what to say. That woman is obviously an animal.
She needs a union rep. She needs a lawyer.
She needs a union rep yesterday.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Stop. It's funny.
What?
He's not doing anything.
I know. We're gonna have to. I'm gonna say something like really negative, and Bryce is gonna be like, "That's just."
Bryce is gonna turn off the
and try to. Yeah, he's gonna have to take off his headphones because he. Oh my God! But that was fun. Look, that's where the podcast is going. We even brought it up on the TV and everything.
And then you pulled up the article lickety split. I was like, I'm not gonna say anything about this. But
fucking cool. All right.
Yeah.
Well, that happened. That
what
was.
We wanted to talk about though. Something actually to be maybe passionate about, other than a woman dancing in a classroom. The unemployment rate, the protests, the mass protest of.
So look, yeah, we found another person who should join the ranks of all the unemployed.
Yeah.
Which one are we doing first?
Let's do John Deere. Well, oh no, yeah, John Deere. Let's do that.
Sorry,
Here we go. Here we go. So, so what's a big deal about this is that August was the highest rate of people quitting their jobs that we've seen in a long time. It was about 4% of the workforce has quit their jobs, and they're saying they're looking for better, more jobs that will that are more relaxed, paying more, health care, paid time off, things like that. And we're seeing a lot of union protests going on right now. We have John Deere, we have the Kellogg factory, we have, but yeah, more than
Well, can you go to the topic again, Bryce? I want to read the headline.
Yeah,
more than 10,000 John Deere workers go on strike as labor action heats up in the U.S.
Right. Now, hold on. There's a good point about this. Oh, here, what's this? Labor actions are occurring across the U.S. The strike at John Deere is the latest in a wave of recent labor actions that has gone so large that some are dubbing it Striketober. About 1,400 workers at all the Kellogg cereal plants walked off the job earlier this month after being impassed with the company over a new collective bargaining agreement for more than a year. Other strikes might be on the horizon. Roughly 60,000 film and TV workers with the Union International Alliance of Theatrical Stage. Dude, what if that's where we found the conspiracy. We found it because those motherfuckers walked off set of Rust after Alec Baldwin killed that person because of the goddamn gun. No, seriously, they walked off because of unsafe gun conditions. And now it's like roughly 60,000 film and TV workers.
It says they're also talking about improve their schedules, paying working conditions. The things I was seeing was like,
motherfuckers are like, well, we also don't want to get shot on the workplace.
Yeah, but also like
which is fair.
There's like interns and people who are working in like
no, it's like the whole
yes,
like,
it's like the it's the editor.
That's
not
editors, it's producers, it's like everybody that makes film actually happen is in IATSE. They're striking just because conditions are bad.
No, it's all because of Alec.
It's all because of Baldwin.
Yeah, it's no.
It's all because of him playing Trump. Okay. Him playing Trump for 4 fucking years.
Right.
And deserving a bullet. He deserved the bullet. But I'm sorry, Alec. You were good on 30 Rock, and you were good in that one old weird crime movie. But fuck you.
Can we talk about what's important here?
No.
No. We need to talk about this. We're making fun of it, but this is important because this is real. Because here's the thing. Look at right here. Other strikes may be on the horizon. Roughly 60,000 film and TV workers with the Union International Alliance of Theatrical Stage Employees voted to authorize a strike against studios to improve their schedules, pay, and working conditions. Nurses, other healthcare workers at Kaiser Permanente in California, Oregon have also approved a potential strike. Now, here's the annoying part. This is good. I like this. People wanting better pay, working conditions, scheduling. I like that.
This needs to happen.
But Southwest, their pilots walking off because of the vaccine mandate, can they just kill? And we're, you know what I mean? Like you had
what?
Southwest.
Yeah. The
pilots are doing, like, they're not going to talk about it here.
No.
But that's also happening simultaneously. Is there's walk-offs.
It's not that many though. It's like 98% of the pilots are vaccinated. It's a very, very small group of people.
Thank you, Bryce. Because these people, but the fact that the fact that the news makes it seem like it's the fucking everybody.
Yeah,
is
they're
so annoying.
I think they're trying to stir up like even more anti-vax rhetoric and hate.
Because
like,
it's not real.
No, it's being blown up. I think it's being blown up to like it's being used against the people who are really firmly into the vax and into like wearing a mask all the time. Like people who are like really firm into that kind of precaution stuff, who think that they need to be extra about that and on guard because there's so many people who are refusing and who are like a danger to everybody, and it's not that much.
Right. Well, here in Kenosha, I mean, your sister would know how many nurses really walked out afraid her.
I don't know, but she did say that there were a few.
It's just like
with the numbers in Kenosha right now. 52%. They have that billboard outside the Kenosha Hospital that says what percentage of Kenosha is vaccinated. It says 52% of Kenosha. That was 2 weeks ago.
There. I mean, it's kind of, it's still, I mean, it's insane to me that it's still that low, but it's not surprising, I should say. I still want to talk about this.
Okay. It's also the kids and stuff.
Right.
You're screaming.
Keep it up.
Keep it up. Can you make the screen bigger again? I'm Jesus sorry. Christ. No, I love you. Can we scroll down? I want to read more about this. What's going on? So, but it's just interesting because there is a lot of strikes going on, and it's fucking good.
There's also one at in Buffalo, New York. The first Starbucks is trying to unionize, and they have like all these like high-level Starbucks official, like executives coming into the store and having listening sessions and trying to figure out how they can make things better. Because if one store unionizes, the whole thing
it's gonna go.
Yeah.
Yes,
and they know that. So they're
thank fuck. I hope it happens everywhere.
Yeah, it should.
Fuck these people. These like I hope we look at Kenosha, fucking every warehouse in this goddamn city, every one of these manufacturing business should have a goddamn union because it's
especially after how much of our industry collapsed like the last century.
Right.
Like especially like that. It just makes sense across the Midwest, in Michigan. I mean, in fucking. Places where like they just don't have infrastructure.
Right, it's
like having good working class will probably build up the rest of the failing infrastructure or economy, just the financial atmosphere and the landscape that we have.
These businesses have the money. I mean, like people. Yeah. I mean, I love when I see
Kellogg's has the fucking money.
Kellogg's has the money.
Fucking Kaiser, Pfizer.
It's not
whatever.
It's not about what you. I love the quote. It's not about what you should pay them. It's about what you can afford to pay them. That's what it is. Yeah. And it's like, you have all these people like, well, if we raise it, everything's going to get more expensive. It's like, dummy, it's going to get more expensive anyway. It literally dude. Yeah. Dude, the apple pie at McDonald's is $1.50. That was a 50% increase of what it was. It went from $1 in 2013 to $1.50 in 2014. Do you think anyone got paid more? No, they didn't.
No, because when
McDonald's hates God.
When I go and buy a pack of cigarettes at the store, I buy American Spirit Blues, and they're usually $9.
Right.
They are usually now $12.
And what
in Kenosha, Wisconsin? What's happening?
Changed.
Yeah,
my paycheck didn't change.
Quick Trip is still $13.25 an hour.
Right.
That's still what their rate is. Like, and
those fucking donuts are there every day.
Yeah.
In the bakery. Those goddamn fucking donuts.
Hot and glazed.
But that's fucking.
Yeah.
Also, I want to add that Joe Biden, on his last day of the campaign before like the actual vote, he said he was going to be the most pro-union president ever.
He's going to line him up and shoot him.
He doesn't give a fuck about.
No,
he said that he doesn't remember.
Fair.
He doesn't remember.
He could actually get away with saying, I forgot honestly that I said that. I forgot my son's name.
He was like, he's like, I don't know where I am.
He did do that a few times.
Kamala has like a leash on him. Like Kamala has one of those backpacks that they put on like little kids
on babies, dude. And they go around the mall with them.
Dude, he's like walking around and she's like, zit. She's like, get back here.
With the Hollywood thing, in like what 2007 or 2009 or something, wasn't there like a massive strike?
The writers
strike. It was
like writers, which is a different union, like IATSE. I don't remember exactly what it covers, but what does it say? International Alliance of Theatrical Stage Employees. So yeah, this is kind of like an all. Like everybody on set who does
camera work,
the specific things,
mic, audio.
Well, there's like a camera union, which is like the cinematographers union.
What?
It's there's a lot.
Wow.
there's a lot of compartmentalization, but like IATSE is kind of like all the people not in the main top line roles, you know, like directors and actors, they all have their own unions and stuff. These are all just like the other people that make everything happen.
The actors union is expensive.
Yeah, SAG, yeah.
SAG, yeah,
right. Because that's probably not
you get good benefits from it.
Getting good coverage.
But Tim Dillon talked about that. He's like, they all want you to be in SAG. He's like, fuck these people. But that's a weird industry to have a union for. I mean, I get it, but it is a strange. I mean, at the end of the day, you still have Eric Weinstein.
Harvey Weinstein.
Harvey, yes. You still have Harvey Weinstein.
Sorry, Eric. You're talking about the ivermectin guy?
No, Harvey. No.
Wait.
Harvey Weinstein.
No, I know.
Eric Weinstein. Isn't he an Ivy? Yeah, I mean, whatever. He might be.
You still get Harvey at the end of the day.
Horse.
Still get Harvey.
I think like
no union saves you from Harvey.
Yeah, but like
no union rep.
I mean, sometimes the union rep is Harvey. Sometimes you got, you know.
There's a nuance of this joke because we're saying how unions should protect workers in this place, but they all knew that Harvey existed and they did nothing about it. Yeah, we know that.
Maybe Alec Baldwin could do something about it. Maybe Alec Baldwin will save everybody.
You know what Alec Baldwin can do? Thank you, Bryce, with the immediate. Why is this like this? What we know about the fatal shooting on Alec Baldwin's new. Dude, everyone on TikTok is like,
this is horrific.
How can you make fun of this? An innocent person died. And it's like, listen, it's not about the person dying. It's about Alec Baldwin being a murderer.
Exactly. And listen, nobody's innocent in Hollywood.
Nobody's innocent in Hollywood. He fucking damned this country of 2 years of the worst Trump impression. God damn. Can we say on set, we feel bad for the victim?
Yeah, definitely.
But we don't feel bad for Alec Baldwin.
Sometimes you feel bad for the victim when the person who killed them was a real loser. But when they were like, when somebody gets killed by like Charlie Manson or Ed Gein,
right.
Or what's the other guy from Milwaukee?
Busey.
Bundy. He was from Seattle, right? He was out there.
I thought he was Wisconsin too.
I think he was all over. Right?
Ted Bundy is.
Or
Gary Busey.
Gary Busey. Terry, what a fucking. But when it's somebody like that and it creates this whole nationwide story, you know.
Right.
Then you feel bad for the victim, but you're also like, aren't you so lucky? Like you also give him a little bit of spotlight. They give him a bit of spotlight.
You were shot by Alec.
You were killed by a Donald Trump impersonator.
The top paid one.
The top paid Trump
impersonator. Who goes to hell in this one?
Right.
I think they're all going to hell in this one. You gotta feel bad.
Can we scroll down? What the hell happened? Oh, I love this special offer. What are we, at New York Times?
Yeah.
Special offer. Subscribe for it. Do you have New York Times?
No.
How are we on this then?
We get 5 free a week, baby.
Fuck these people. They're down to $1 a week. That's embarrassing. What we know. The shooting happened during a rehearsal for a scene in Russ. Mr. Baldwin fired a gun, striking the cinematographer Helena Hutchins in the chest and the director Joel Souza in the shoulder. Interesting. So how do you... What?
They weren't even rolling. It was rehearsal.
How was he aiming what was he doing with the gun? How did
they get 2?
Probably through, or sometimes the bullet when it goes into somebody.
Went through?
Well, when it goes into somebody, it can bounce around your bones and shit and come out of a soft spot and hit somebody else.
This is true. Okay, Mrs. Hutchins, 42, was...
I'm an expert.
Airlifted to a hospital at Albuquerque. Oh, well, there's your first problem. Where she died.
They would have saved her if it was anywhere else. Albuquerque. There are a bunch of chickens running around with their heads cut off over there.
Mr. Souza, 48, was taken to the ambulance to a hospital in Santa Fe and was released on Friday. So he led. Mr. Baldwin has cooperated with the investigation, including going to the Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office after the shooting to provide a statement and answer questions. No criminal charges have been filed against him or anyone else. The Sheriff's Office has obtained a warrant to search the building where the shooting happened, examine the gun for biological evidence, and review video footage from the film cameras and other recordings. A spokesman for the office said he expected more information to be available next week. So I'm sure he's a little shook.
Yeah.
But he's not going to jail. This was clearly an accident.
Because of down here. According to the affidavit, the assistant director called out the words "cold gun," indicating that it was unloaded and safe for him to handle. So he did not know that it would have done that. He didn't kill somebody.
Let me go down a little bit. Days earlier, a handful of crew members had walked off the set over general working conditions. See? What we were talking about earlier. And everyone made fun of me.
Involved in the production and
theatrical union official. Crew members had complained to producers about long work days. I think Alec Baldwin wasn't aiming for the woman. I think he was aiming for the director.
That's saucy right there. You just
Crew members had complained to the producers about long work days, often exceeding 13 hours and delayed paychecks.
And I think Alec Baldwin's losing it. I think he's starting to see his Donald Trump impersonation like in the room. I think he's going. He was aiming at that.
He's institutionalized.
He is.
He's institutionalized.
Yeah. Yeah. He is.
So what do we know? Do we know?
What we don't know.
Well, I don't. What type of projectile the gun contained? Who loaded the gun and who was responsible?
This seems kind of important. This seems where you're getting a conspiracy. Who loaded the gun?
No one. I hope everyone keeps their mouth shut. Just make it in. Just let it be a conspiracy.
This will be the thing that saves us.
We need another Gabby Petito kind of.
Yeah, because the guy showed up dead, and they were like, "Gonna
What the fuck?"
That could have been a whole manhunt thing, a big thing. You know.
Thanks a lot, Brian Laundrie, you pussy. Couldn't fucking make it to the court. Jesus Christ. I mean, if you're going to kill your girlfriend, can you at least make it to the jail cell?
Can you at least do another 7 months of court trials and of press?
What a dickhead.
Mainstream media needs content, man.
They shouldn't have made him kill himself. They did. He was suicided, right?
Dude, they found him buried. There was 2 bullet wounds
through his window.
Interesting. All right, get this fucking out of here. I'm done with this.
Let's get out of this.
Fuck Alec. Whatever. We feel bad. Look, it's fucked up if someone died. I just think it's interesting that it's Alec Baldwin because obviously you read it and you're like, that just makes no fucking sense. But guess what? Hey.
Crazier things have happened.
Right. Literally.
And similar things have happened.
Do you think that this wouldn't have happened if he never played Donald Trump on SNL?
Yeah, probably not. What's Rust? What show is that?
It's a movie.
It's a movie. Okay.
You know what it's a movie about? An accidental murder.
Right.
Let me fact check that.
I think he's just too good at like playing at just method acting and just becoming. He became the president for a minute. That was my president.
Bryce is fact checking me right. Great.
Because that was because I told you that, so I want to make sure that I was right.
Did you?
Yeah. I think so.
Yesterday, because then I said like what's it called, Crystalia in You when he played like a pedophile.
Okay, so Rust is about a teenager on the run after a killing.
Thanks for lying to me, Bryce.
Hold on, it could have been accidental.
It probably was. Usually, when it's a kid thing, they make it accidental. Why would he be running? There's a movie like that called Super
Stand
Dark.
By Me.
Super Dark Times.
Yeah, accidental killing of a local rancher. It's about like some 13-year-olds that go on the run because the dude accidentally kills a rancher.
Bryce, I'd like to formally apologize to you. I'm sorry I called you a liar. Oh my God, dude. I mean,
yeah.
How have you been feeling? Things are. Do you ever notice that I was having actually a really interesting conversation with 2 people the other day. Listen to this story. I was talking to my coworker, and we were talking about the LGBTQ community because he doesn't really know what's going on with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, he's a bit locked out,
and he wants to know, and I really appreciate that he wants to know about that. I think that's really cool. So we were talking about gender identity, sexual identity stuff, all weird windows, like what a safe space really means, because everyone has this. No one understands that a safe space isn't like this weird college, like a room.
Right, a little playground is sectioned off.
Like thing. It's literally where maybe people of a certain intersectionality just feel like they have a.
Some people make it their own place.
Right, where they can. Man, my throat's stuffy today.
Water?
I would like some. I smoked a lot of cigarettes last night. And I shouldn't have.
When in Milwaukee, and when you're the Joker.
When in Milwaukee, dressed as the Joker. My vape is broke. I should probably go buy one today. I'm not gonna stop smoking, but
But if cigarettes are $12 a pack,
and they make me feel like shit,
you know. You're saying
no, we were talking about the LGBT. It was good because we were talking about like different underrepresented groups like to come together and talk about their shared experience. Do you want this back?
You can keep it for now.
Thank you. And I don't know. I just it's nice talking to him about this stuff. He started going on about he had this experience. Listen to the story. Listen to the connotations of how fucked this story is.
Mm-hmm.
He was in line for Taco Bell drive-through. So it was about like 9 p.m. He has his window down. He's smoking a cigarette. He's next to go up to the window. And he hears this guy, truck, country dude, call the register person the N-word. Hard R. Whoa. Calls him and Garrett goes up to the thing. My coworker, his name's Garrett. He doesn't care.
Good guy.
He goes up to the window and he apologized. He was like, "Man, I'm really sorry that guy said that to you." I'm like, that. He's like, "That's horrible." And he's like, "I'm so sorry that probably ruined your night and all this stuff." And the guy, he was an older black gentleman. Him being black is rather important to the story. But he turns and he says, I've never had he was like 30 in his 30s. He goes, I've never had a white person apologize for the actions of another white person in my entire life.
Whoa.
Insane.
Oh, wow. That has a lot of different connotations.
Right.
Implications.
Right.
A few different kinds.
It was just like sad. And Garrett's like, I just felt sick. It's like, I just wanted to throw up. It felt horrible. He's like, I never really felt like that was like that veil was lifted until like really that moment. Like when someone just says that to you and you're like, God damn, it's fucked up.
Yeah.
But that's like, I heard that story. I'm like, Jesus Christ. But it's like, it's just like, you don't even know. We don't know what that means, really. We don't know what the fuck that we like to be like, to feel like you can't trust, or like there's this race hierarchy that you have no control of, and that this like whole group of people are just like mean. And it's like you have to wade around all those people and just hope that you find like the ones that don't hate you. You know what I mean? Or you just never try to. You just fucking...
You try to find the ones you don't hate you in the group that you think all hate you. And you also, like, have to turn to solidarity with the people who are in the group that's being hated. And you might not like everybody of the same... Like, it's that whole thing when people will be like it's that whole old like, cliche joke where, like, you assume, like, if you're talking to a black person and you know another black person, people will, like... somehow ask if they know each other. Right. Like it's this weird thing where like they assume that that there's solidarity between one race, that there has to be, because they are like subconsciously aware of a separation of an impressional divide. That's where that comes from.
It's fucking weird.
But humor, I think media in the day, entertainment that tries to like riff on that has done it wrong, like, for so long, because you had like dumb people in Hollywood who didn't really know what they were doing with that.
Well, they don't even know where to begin.
They don't know where to begin. I mean, the veil wasn't lifted for a lot of people, I think, until very recently.
Well, I was watching a TikTok and it said for a lot of people the veil was lifted up after George Floyd, and he's like, for me it was the LA riots, it was Rodney King.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's just certain moments that happen where they're like, oh, there's something wrong happening. Yeah. Right? Yeah. I mean, okay. Things are better, of course. We're dealing with a generational thing. This is the biggest issue. We're fighting a war against bias. Like, we're fighting a war against... Yeah, is it systematic race? It's, of course, some of it is institutionalized systematic racism. Not disagreeing with that. There's clearly after effects of what segregation, redlining did. What, like, our policies in court have done are clear that they have had effects on...
Within the last 70 years.
Now, here's the thing.
It's all been happening.
I was listening to a man, I think his name is Dr. Umar. Now, Dr. Umar, I believe that's his name.
Yeah.
But a lot of people on TikTok know him. He was on the Breakfast Club. He has some not good points because he doesn't like black men with white women.
Okay.
So, that's not good.
Does he? Okay.
That's
we'll
not
move
very
past
progressive
that one right now.
But he was talking about how the United States was working to break up the black family, and he was using how in inner city schools what they did is take out any way to become a certified plumber, electrician, carpenter out of high schools, and then also to remove like your ability to get those skills at high school. He's like, because he was like, what they realized is that for the black family, the skilled worker in the black family was the greatest thing keeping the black population moving forward in income. And I listened to that.
They take that away from the youth who can learn.
But here's the problem. That he, in a weird way, this is the issue, because then his thing that he brought up was about the CIA bringing cocaine into the inner cities. Now that's true. That targeted black people. They knew what they were doing with that. It has to do with Nixon and the hippies and the stuff that was going on with the Black Panthers, all that stuff. They were trying to demonize them with using drugs and make money off them at the same time. And they brought that with Reagan and all that stuff. But here's what's interesting about that. Is that he brings up his second point is bringing up something that's really like systematic racism. The system targeting a specific group of people. But his first point, that he racialized, has affected everybody. The government making the education system less worthwhile,
using it to corrupt the family.
Right.
It was everywhere.
It was everywhere. Because when this guy was...
It's everyone now, especially.
Well, when Dr. Moore was like, remember when our parents could just go into where they could go work at factories and they had a job for the rest of their life. You can't do it anymore. And he was making it like targeting black people. I was like, no, that was my family. My family did that. Mm-hmm. Both, and half of my family is Hispanic, half of my family is white.
Dad as well. One of the reasons my parents got divorced is because my dad, his job was headed towards ruin, because they, places like Super Value Warehouse, like things like warehouses would just lay people off indefinitely, right. And that is, that led to. That broke up my parents in a sense.
Right.
Like that was a big contributor, not just to my parents, but to not having my father be capable of providing for several years.
Right. And he's talking about that. I'm like, that's a big issue that we're in today, with which problems are race problems.
Yeah.
Like they're really racially biased. We're talking about racial bias, the after effects of racism or current racism going on. And what things are class problems that is the upper class putting the boot on everybody, because they need, at this point, it's not just one group of people they need broken up. They need everybody to be broken up. And we have to start having that conversation that we're trying to fight against racism, and we're trying to give, it's like, here's a big thing to many socialists, and this is going to be issue, and a real issue, a real social issue that we're going to have to tackle. How are we going to empower a group of people that feel like they've never been empowered truly, that a entity has always gotten in their way? How are we going to empower them with wealth and the sanctity of their culture when another portion of the country is trying to remove the idea of wealth
and culture?
And culture. How are you going to do that at the same time? Because I have a feeling you might run into a real issue there. That's a real conversation that's not being had. No. Those movements are having simultaneously, because black people want wealth in this country within the capitalist means. And then you have a lot of other people who are like, well, what if we just didn't do that anymore? So how are you going to turn, if you're like a white person, the suburban white kid in college, you turn to someone who's grown up in like the south side of Chicago, right?
Yeah.
Turn
someone
them to be like,
seen,
right.
Same age, college student, one's white, one's black. Gender doesn't really matter.
Right.
How are you going to, because what you're going to pull from then is you're pulling from so many intersections, because
it gets messy.
That's where we're actually having an intersectional conversation. Like we're actually having that, because people do think that in order to fix this, we need to group everything we need to kind of loop everything together with race, class, gender, orientation,
But some of those things are going in different directions.
That's the thing.
Why aren't we talking about that?
That's I don't know how we're supposed to talk about that. Actually, I think we're supposed to talk about it a little separately. I don't think everything needs to be in the same conversation.
Well, it's always a middle ground, isn't it?
Not everything is equally. I mean, it's a lateral thing. Not everything is equally.
It's just like psychologists always used to think everyone was born good and everyone was born bad, and it's like, well, really, it's probably in the middle. It's probably in the middle. It's always in the middle. There's
a weird bell curve on what you are, probably.
When even when it comes to capitalism and socialism, people are like, we're going to be 100% this way, 100% that way. It's like, probably not. We'll probably be in the middle.
Yeah.
Probably be a mix of all the ideas that we've come up with.
And it probably still won't be perfect or that
and it
great.
Still won't be great.
But it'll be maybe better for, like, if we can get it right and, like, if we can get it just, like, as best as we can in the way that's really important, and we have to just figure out what that is, then we could do that.
Right.
Maybe we won't get it where we have like the technology we want, or we want the kinds of healthcare that we want, or the kind of school that we want, or the kind of like romantic relationships we want. I don't know. Maybe we'll get it where we don't have the right kind of money, where we don't have the right kind of living situations, where we all live in like these big. I don't know.
I don't think what people understand is that it's never going to be solved in anyone's lifetime. What this really is, as humanity, as society, is to try to fix all the problems that you have at the moment, because then the 10 that are going to pop up right after you're done, you can pass off to the next people. That's what it's meant to be. But here's the thing. This is where the boomers got confused. They're supposed to keep their mouth shut when they hand off the torch. You're supposed to keep your mouth shut. And you don't get in the way, because you're done. It's just go retire and keep your mouth shut. Stop voting. You're not in this world you're not participating in this anymore.
Well, they did that because they know that they didn't do a good job.
Well,
they do that because they know that what we're gonna vote for, what we're gonna do to them if they, if they don't cop up to what they fucking left us with. And that's why they were like, they're still involved. It's this weird, reverse psychology thing. It's fucked.
Except the two boomers we work with here. They're not even boomers. I don't even think so.
Yeah, they're actually the only outliers I've probably ever met.
Yeah.
For the most part. Surely. I mean, some of my family is good.
Everyone else was on that. What are we at time, Bryce?
We're at like 52 minutes right now.
We can do it.
We
can do the story, right?
Let's do our story then. Well,
we'll go a little over, yeah.
We'll do a little over. I think one of these cameras can do like an hour and 20, so we can't go over that. So
let's try to keep it like 110 at most.
Yeah.
Bryce wants to leave. Actually, Bryce is doing.
Oh shit.
Uh-oh.
Damn, I was trying not to do that this whole time.
That's okay, Bryce. So we
Well, take us through the evening. First, it was Friday, right?
What happened Friday?
We had a meeting.
For the
podcast. We got everything together. We had a little fun at this meeting.
Yeah.
We got a little loosey-goosey.
Yeah, we did.
And then you guys
forgot.
Cade, and Eric broke the news to us that you were going to this drag show in Kenosha at this place called The Vault.
Which we got invited to that day.
Right.
By Kate's sister.
So you were going for free.
Yeah.
So
it was $20 at the door.
We thought they abandoned us.
Left us in their home.
We ate all their food at their house.
We kind of, like, we weren't really abandoned, but we felt like it because we just wandered around downtown for like the next 2 hours looking for people, and everything we walked into sucked.
Oh,
everything we walked into was a disappointment beyond belief.
Yes.
Except for that weird bar that we ran into.
Oh, that we didn't go. We're going a little out of order.
Yeah,
here.
So
Bryce, Kate, and Eric tell us to go get jobs, and I'm sorry, Bryce. We love you.
We, to be clear, we invited you, and we're trying to get you to come to the drag show. That was the truth of the matters. We were trying to get you to come.
And Jarod and I did not want to spend $20 to go to the drag show.
Is that okay? If that's why.
I don't know why it didn't happen right away.
Why other reason would it have been?
Because just like I've never
internalized
been to a show. Why would I do? Oh, that's weird.
No, I was fine, but I would
that
have
was
paid
totally
10.
part of it. I also didn't look like.
I
thought I looked like shit that day.
No.
Well, I needed a second opinion here.
We go the creative space, which it's just this little venue here in town, because I saw Kate Kozak, a recurring guest on the podcast, and
lovely Kozak.
I go in there, I'm feeling fun. I'm feeling fun.
A little elevated.
And I walk in, this band's playing, and my ex-girlfriend is there.
I forgot about that.
Her ex-girlfriend is there.
Funny.
And I'm like, and she says hi to me, and I say hi. But it's always awkward because it's not fresh.
I mean, that's
but
always
it's
an
not
awkward
old.
thing.
That's not even old. And she's like talking to me at some point, and I just turned to her. I said, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm fucking stony baloney right now. I just couldn't keep the conversation. But it was just a lot. I was overstimulated by this band. I wanted to find something to do. You showed up. Then we leave. Then we walk around downtown more, and we come across this bar that we're pretty confident never existed before.
I was very confident it did. I verified with my dad. He said it did. But like, I don't know. My dad has lived a life. I don't know. It did. It did, I guess.
No. But you don't understand. Of course it did for him.
Right.
Because we merged into that timeline.
We have recently merged into a new timeline, actually.
Yes.
It kind of has. No, it's actually. No, like we did. Like
a lot of things have happened that weren't supposed to happen.
That day was a timeline merge.
Yeah.
Everything from the meeting to like the conversation about the drag show to like us splintering off in the evening and then winding up the creative space across the street from where you guys were.
The reality
and
shifted.
But we come back because you guys were like,
what was that bar called?
It was called The Port.
The Port, dude.
Yeah, I've
a house.
also had an experience where I'm like, where the fuck did this come from?
Yeah.
When you see it, because it's kind of tucked back, it's got a cool
That's
sign.
because we've
It looks
shifted
like a
into the
house,
same
too.
reality now.
Yeah.
We're in
Yeah,
the same reality.
that's why.
now.
I had
You
that
had-
same
we-
experience where I was like, has this been here the whole time?
Have you been inside it?
No.
My dad's
We were
been inside.
afraid
He
to.
said we got to go. It's I walked away from it because I was pretty lifted. And I was like, the devil's in there. The devil's in there.
Yeah, I didn't think it was real.
I thought the devil was in there. I thought that was where they go and they get you. That's where they melt you down. I thought it was like a House of Wax type of deal, but
what kind of bar is it?
Could be.
it's just like literally it's still a house, but it's a bar. Like there's a living room and the rooms are sectioned off.
Is it cool?
Apparently it's chill.
Should we
But
go?
it's like dark. I was like, Dad, is it dark? He's like, it's very dark in there.
Like, what do you
He was
mean?
like, I was like, the lighting, is it dark? He was like, yeah, the lighting's dark. Sometimes you get some characters.
I'm sure.
I was told
You know?
some steampunk folks hang out there. That's a
Oh
steampunk bar.
God, that will be.
We should
a
go.
trip.
We should go.
We need to go.
But we go back. We
Go to
finally go. What do we fucking do? Let's just go to the drag
Let's
show.
go. We walk all the way back. We had walked across the downtown. We walked back.
And my day's gotten progressively worse now. The meeting was good, but like it's just
Meeting was the
getting
best part of the
worse. And we go to the drag show. Bryce tells us to tell the guy that we're with, Felicia's group.
Yeah, the guy at the door.
This bitch is getting name dropped. And also,
Yeah.
I learned more about her, which is wonderful because we've actually met this woman before. That's what's insane about
What?
her. We
Have
know.
I?
Yes.
Oh no.
We have, but I can't.
She did look familiar.
Oh, I can't say anything because if I do, it's gonna make it like weird. Because fuck her.
We'll talk about that.
So Bryce tells us, tell them you're with Felicia's group. We go to the guy and we're like, Jared's like, we're with Felicia's group.
He goes, do you have a pass? And I was like, no. And then I look over and you're waving and the guy sees you. And the show's almost over. The show was probably like an hour. It was at least halfway
It
done.
was the tail end for sure.
And the guy's like, he like looks at us and he's like, do you have cash? I was like, no, you have only card. He's like, you know, man, just go the fuck in. Just go in. So we go over to the table, to Felicia's table. Hi, Felicia. We walk over and we sit down because there's open seats. People are up and about. And we see you guys. We see Eric sitting there all dapper. We see you jumping around. Kate's in the bathroom. I don't know who Felicia is. I don't know who anybody is there.
Yeah,
And you told them that we were coming. But they see us sit down and we take our seats. We take our coats off. And this woman turns to us and she says...
No. She doesn't turn to us, all right? She comes back from the bar and she looks at me and she says, what are you doing in my seat? And I said, she's like, that's my seat. So immediately, asshole. Like, that's not... You could go, hey, you're in my seat. Hey, can I have my seat back? Oh, I'm so sorry. That's how that would have went.
That's how that works.
Hey, I'm sorry. Take it. Yeah, right. I didn't know. I was just told to sit here. But she goes, you're in my seat. She's like, yeah, well, this isn't happening. You need to fucking get out of my seat. Already annoying. She's annoying me. I mean, already I kind of want to just like grab her, just mush her a little bit, just mush her
You ever
face.
mush somebody?
Just want to mush
Mr.
her.
Face, Mr.
And then I fucking move. Bryce gets up out of his seat and lets me sit there.
Mm-hmm.
And then she says, "Hi, my name is Felicia." And I go, "Oh, you're Felicia. Hi." And she says, "Hi." And she's like, "Well, who are you?" I was like, "My name's Cade. This is Jarod. We're here with Bryce, Kate, and Eric." She's like, "Oh, you know them?" I said, "Yeah, we know Kate's sister as well." She's like, "Oh, okay." And she turns away. She turns back to me and she goes, "How old are you guys?" And I look at her. I'm like, "We're 21." Because I thought she was like playing a game for a moment. And I was like, "We're 21." And she's like, "Let me see your ID." And then we gave her ID. First of all, bitch, what?
Who?
Who do you think you? And then we bought it. We bought it because she was like, "Well, I'm friends with the owner." Which, fuck, does that mean? And we can't go into the
Who's
ending.
the?
Like, she goes. We give her our thing, and this is what she's like. She gives us it back, and she's like, "You guys are ruining the fucking vibe." And in my head, immediately, I was like, "You're just mad that you're 35 and I'm 21.
That's what I assumed.
Things are going down.
Everybody there was mad. They thought I was 16, 17. I was like, 16 or something.
That's right.
How old are you?
Right.
Why are you talking to me?
And we fucking sit, and then we're like, "All right, this is a crazy bitch. Fucking, this woman has worms in her head."
She's like screaming at it. She's like pushing us out of the chairs.
Well,
she's
no.
like,
What she's just saying, you guys are ruining the vibe. She's not like directly talking to us.
And she started getting, because then Bryce, she started getting at you, right? Who the fuck are these people?
She was just like belligerently like getting worse. Like, who are you? Like, who invited you? And like, you guys just looked so confused because like you just kind of got there and
we just walked in.
You were just like, you didn't really know what to expect, and like
there weren't enough seats at the table.
And the thing is, before that, it was a great time. Like everyone, it was a party. Everyone was having fun, jumping around. All these girls were just getting hammered. Like,
hammered. The whole fucking Kate's sister had her hands on. Fucking weird. These people need to. We should just start handing out Vyvanse at the door, like something. Like this woman needs to be put on a leash. Yeah. She was screaming at the drag show. She made a scene, yelling at me and you to move on. People were looking. Did you see how many people were fucking looking?
Yeah,
there's drag people performing.
She was louder than the music they were playing, and you heard those speakers. We were standing by them. They were fucking blasting music, dude, and this bitch was screaming our ears off.
Screaming.
God damn.
I was just
like,
squawking.
And I'm like, I invited them, and she's like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
I'm like,
you're like, wait.
I've been here this whole time. I'm Kate's boyfriend, and she just wasn't having it. She was just angry.
Because she's a drunk. She's a drug addict.
I wish we knew how to really get her in the moment.
Bitch. And she should get a fucking job. She should either fight for her life or call it quits. That's all I'm saying. Because if you're going to go to a drag show and embarrass me like you did, because this is, it's bad. When we moved, people came up to us and were like, "We're so sorry that just happened."
Oh yeah, they bought us drinks.
People bought us drinks.
Like people at the table, like other girls in the group, or just
one of them did send over a drink to me, but it was just like an entire glass of vodka
and someone else bought me a drink.
That should tell you a lot, though. If that was the drink, that was like, oh, I'm so
tell me a lot.
It was like 5 shots of vodka.
These people should be in a youth hospital. These people
that's
should
how
be
gone they are, is what you're saying.
No, they should be an inpatient. That's what should be happening. We were listen.
Yeah.
We were at a drag show. First of all, how dare she talk to me like that? It was the drag queens and then the biggest podcast in America. All right?
Yeah,
these bitches must have forgot. All right? And she's treated us like that. These people are fucking dogs. We need to start locking people up.
Yeah.
I agree.
We need to, right?
I agree. Listen, non-violent crimes, people who smoke weed, they should be let out of the prison system. That bitch should be in Guantanamo Bay, all right? And then Bryce, you told me that she even got worse when you guys left.
Yeah, we were leaving. I mean, at that point, like, she had completely ruined the night for everybody involved and was trying to, like, kind of, like, act like she didn't, but everyone was kind of just like, the fuck is wrong with you? Like, why would you act like that? And then you guys you left because you were just like,
I was so pissed at that table. No, Bryce, that wasn't a bit. Yeah. I was so angry at that table, and my gut was just telling me you should leave.
I don't blame you, honestly.
I think you left at the right time because you were probably 10 minutes away from something really illegal.
Well, and if I would have done anything, that I just see that headline, like attack calls out at a drag show, it would have immediately been like bad
local podcaster assaults woman at a drag show.
Yeah.
Right,
That's
immediately.
good.
It turns
That's
into
good
a hate
press.
crime.
Yeah.
There's so
Although-
many elements here.
They say that you can't hit a woman, but I saw them like smacking the dancers. I mean, that's like spanking them. Like you can't hit a woman. You do that.
I put $1 in somebody's tits. It was fun.
That was cool. They were fun. The dancers were fun. We met some of them afterwards.
Yeah.
The fucking the deal with this fucking drunk bitch, and then it's like,
and they're doing their thing. Like
I would have loved if a bunch of drag queens like dragged her out. That would have been fucking awesome.
I mean, it's in the name. You get to part of your.
But let me get this. I know who this person is. We can't. We're shitting on them, but they deserve it. Felicia, you ruined the vibe. Felicia, we wanted to keep the vibe going.
Yeah.
Felicia, you ruined the vibe.
We were the vibe.
Felicia, not cool. Me and the biggest podcast in America just wanted to go to a cool drag show with their good friends, and you had to be a drug-addled, worm-infested. No, keep your mouth shut.
No, I need to apologize to Bryce. Bryce, I like to publicly apologize to you, Cade and Eric, because if we had gone with you from the beginning, this wouldn't have happened.
I believe.
I would like to.
Well.
I would like to request an apology from Bryce, because if I didn't have the idea of not going, we would not have this story.
So why would you need an apology? That's great content.
Are you apologizing to him?
No, you apologize to him because we should have just went and we would never had this drama. But they wanted us to really go, so we would have lost this whole story. So
so you want him to apologize for trying to get you to like not have this story without in the future. That's postmodern right there. He's gaslighting you right now.
How long do we have?
Is anyone listening to this anymore?
Leave me alone.
Yeah, we're at like 70.
All right. Well, let's wrap her up.
Let's get out of here.
Everybody, I hope you have a good one. It's been a great one. We have our new producer, Bryce. He's a wonderful addition to this.
Yeah.
I love this. It's fun hanging out with him. Everyone's going to have to get used to
like this.
that I'm not being mean to anyone, actually. Well, because they listen to how we talk to each other. Well, me more like how I talk at you.
Yeah. Just
but yes, thank
with
you.
him, it's fun. But thanks for listening, everybody.
Thank you so much. Episode 40, Tipped and Stiff. Thank you. Say thank you. Say goodbye, Bryce.
Thank you. Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia.
Fuck you, Felicia.